Welcome to Shanmugam IAS Academy, and today the editorial analysis of 24th November 2021, and we are reading the newspapers, and today in the newspaper we have an editorial which is in this form, like breaking the ice, that is reviving the US India Trade Policy Forum is a chance to break vicious cycle in economic ties. And in this form of heading, in this topic we have an editorial in the newspaper, in the today's newspaper. So what is this exactly, what is happening, and what are the issues are going on, and why it is here they were saying reviving the US India Trade Policy Forum is a chance to break vicious cycle in economic ties. So first we need to know what is this trade policy forum. So then only we can move into this topic. So the trade policy forum is otherwise is a forum to resolve the trade and investment issues between the two countries. So the trade policy forum is called, that is there to resolve the trade and investment issues between the two countries. So this is what the trade policy forum is, TPF is about. And now we will move into the topic right now, that is what happened yesterday. US trade representative Miss Catherine Thai has come to visit India for 2 days, and the discussions that has happened in the trade policy forum. So here what happened, what all the issues went through, what the Indian ministries and the US trade representative has talked about, and these are the issues is covered in this editorial. So I will tell you the exactly what happened here. So here India pushed for the restoration of trade benefits worth $6 billion under the US generalized system of preferences. So this GSP is taken away under the Donald Trump administration as the two countries revived the India-US Trade Policy Forum after 4 years. So 2017 we held the last trade policy forum, and after 4 years we are reviving this India-US Trade Policy Forum after 4 years. So this is said to be a very big news. And what is this generalized system of preferences, GSP means? Because this thing we need to know, without knowing this we can't move forward. So I will tell you what is this generalized system of preferences. So GSP is the largest and the oldest US trade preference program. We all need to know this, and it was established by the Trade Act of 1974. And this GSP promotes economic development by eliminating duties on thousands of products. So this GSP will promote the economic development by eliminating duties on thousands of products when imported from one of 120 designated beneficiary countries and territories. So this is what the main what is about this GSP, that is generalized system of preferences, and it was established and by the Trade Act of 1974, and its duty is to promote the economic development by eliminating the tariff duties. So here this is new to understand, and we also need to know what is the objective of this generalized system of preferences, that is GSP. The objective of this GSP was to give development support to poor countries. This is an important point, because without knowing this trade policy forum and generalized system of preferences we won't understand this topic. That's why I am telling you this generalized system of preferences, what is that and what is the objective of this GSP. The objective of this GSP was to give development support to poor countries by promoting exports from them into the developed countries. So this is because in this the development support to the poor countries by promoting the exports from them into the developed nations. So this is happening under GSP. This is one of the objective of the GSP, and this GSP will promote the sustainable development in beneficiary countries by helping these countries to increase and diversify their trade with the United States. So this GSP will promote the sustainable development in increasing, that is the beneficiary countries, by helping them and increase and diversifying their trade with the US, that is United States. This is the main objective of the GSP. So I have told you what is TPS, that is Trade Policy Forum, and what is the generalized system of preferences, and the subjective also I have told you. And this was revived after 4 years under Donald Trump's administration. 2017 this forum was held, and after 4 years it was going now. And what happened in between and what is this, I will tell you right now. And other discussions at the forum held between this commerce industry minister and the US trade representatives, that is Catherine Tai. And what happened, the center on some long standing issues such as enhanced market access for agricultural goods, intellectual property rights, and totalization agreement. And these are all the long standing issues from that time, from that is dated, and this was dated back 2008 to 2016. And this time these are all the long standing issues, and these are also discussed in this TPS, that is Trade Policy Forum, which was held yesterday. And apart from this, the two sides also decided to work on emerging issues such as child labor and forced labor in global supply chains. And according to the joint statement of the Indian ministry, the commerce ministry, and the US trade representative, they also said that their particular interest for achieving progress in the area of market access. And India, in this trade policy forum, they have highlighted its interest in restoration of its beneficiary status under the US generalized system of preferences program. And it also saying, by adding this, the United States noted that this could be considered as warranted in relation to the eligibility criteria determined by the US Congress. So they told this, US has told this, they noted this, they were warranted in the eligibility criteria because this will be determined by the eligibility criteria by the US Congress. So this is what they told. And the United States and India also exchanged views on potential targeted tariff reductions. So I have told you the GSP is about to promote the economic development by eliminating the duties, that is the tariff reductions. This is what I have told you in the starting of this topic. And India was removed from, why this is getting a very big news now, because India was removed from generalized system of preferences list in June 2019 under the Trump administration. Because why we are removed? Because they wanted to have a free trade agreement between both the countries. So to have this free trade agreement, India was removed from the GSP in June 2019. So this was happened. So because of those only, this is became an important news. Because why it is became important news? Because now the new administration under the US new president Joe Biden, when he came to power, and it was clear that trade pact will not be Washington's priority. He told that, and the GSP scheme India used, because under this generalized system of preferences, India used to get benefits from worth like $6 billion by means of zero or reduced tariffs. So I have told you GSP is about promoting of the economic development by eliminating the duties, that as a tariffs, and because of this reduction of tariffs, we used to have 6 billions on different types of products which we tend to export that time from India to the US, and this was given on 46 billion worth of goods India export to the US. So these are all the data. The preferential treatment was given mostly to labor intensive sectors. So this you need to know, this preferential treatment, because under the generalized system of preferences, the preferential treatment was given mostly to the labor intensive sectors such as leather, jewelry, engineering. These are the labor intensive sectors, and the preferences mostly given to these sectors. And the TPF, the Trade Policy Forum, is the highest decision making mechanism. So this is between India and the US on the bilateral trade investment issues. The last round of the TPF was held in October 2007. So I have told you, after 4 years we are again reviving this trade policy forum, because it was last held in 2017 under the Trump administration. Why it was done? Because why we were removed from GSP? Because they wanted to with us to have a free trade agreement with us. But The office of that is USTR, the ambassador has also expressed her satisfaction in this meeting and produced a reflecting statement that shared concerns and priorities, highlighting areas for further work and outlining the potential for deeper bilateral cooperation on important issues. So they highlighted some areas to have a potential for deeper bilateral cooperation on important issues, including the digital trade, agriculture, and the relationship between trade, labor, and the environment, and good regulatory practices and standards and conformity assessment. And by this, the both the sides, that is India and the US, have agreed to continue TPF from now, because it was stalled from 2017 but it was revived in 2021. But they told that they agreed to continue this trade policy forum from now. The next round will be held in 2022. So they told this also, because they are continuing this trade policy forum. And this was the USTR's maiden visit. She came the first time, and India and US have revitalized the TPF. From the two sides have discussed some trade issues that have been ailing the relationship since Obama era. And after that, the market access for the US agricultural goods, intellectual property rights, and totalization agreement, among others. Because I have told you in the starting of the topic, these are all the standout issues which were there from 2008 to 2016, and they are going to revive these all the things. And according to the statement, they said the agreement is finalized on market access facilitation for mangoes, pomegranates, and pomegranate arils from India, and cherries and alfalfa hay for animal feed from the US. So these are all the state agreements were finalized in this TPF. And on the social security of the totalization agreement, the two sides have decided to continue the negotiations. And talks for a social security totalization agreement between India and US have going since we need to know this. The totalization agreement between India and US was going since 2007. And once this concluded, this will allow the Indian workers to get back their contribution towards the US social security program. And after they leave their job in the US and came back to India, that time after this, when India was removed from the GPS, and when this trade policy forum was stalled, and that time this allows the Indians, that time Indians came back to India by leaving their jobs in the US. Now this will allow them, these Indian workers, to get back to their contribution towards the US social security program. And trade margin rationalization on high-end US medical devices, that is an issue that became a stumbling block during the Trump era, because that time the medical devices which are told to be under the trade margin rationalization has become a blockade during the Trump era. And now the US has acknowledged to work being done by the Indian side to strike a balance between the access to medical devices at affordable rates and the availability of cutting edge medical technology. And this was also acknowledged in this forum, and they told the balance between this access to medical devices and affordable rates and the availability of cutting edge medical technology. And United States are also welcomed the recent application on trade margin rationalization and medical devices products, and India noted that wider applications for TMR, that is trade margin rationalization, and further other medical devices also under the consideration. And what is happening, what is this trade margin? That is the difference. The trade margin we are talking here is what is the difference between the price at which manufacturers or importers sell to trade, that is, and the price to the patients, that is maximum retail price. This is what the trade margin is. And this is the difference between the price at which manufacturers, importers sell this trade to this price to the patients, that is maximum retail price. And here another thing is that the labor rights are also discussed here in this trade policy forum. For the first time ever in the history, US and India trade, both sides agreed to address the emerging issues. So this time, this is the first time they have addressed these emerging issues also. What are those emerging issues here? The child labor and the forced labor. is ordered to smoothen global supply chains and make them more resilient and sustainable. So this was also a good step because they are addressing some of the emerging issues in this trade policy forum, and these ministers have shared their perspectives on the role of trade in improving the welfare of working people in India and United States. So I have told you what is generalized system of preferences, and what is about that, what is this trade policy forum, and this is reviving after 4 years. In 2007 last it was held, and from 4 years we are not this trade policy forum was not held. So now discussions have happened between Indian ministry and the foreign official, and some major discussions were happened, and this is what about this trade policy forum on the whole. So some of the important points I've explained in this editorial, and thank you so much for watching this video. Please if you have any queries, just tell us in the comment section, and do like this video, like to share this video. Thank you so much.